1 year ago, I was playing The Sims 4 and I was messing around with the randomizer feature during character creation mode. Until eventually, the randomization option gave me a guy that stood out like no one else. I mean, just look at that sneaky smile. So I thought, why not come up with a fun story for this guy? This is Ed McDonald. He loves taking steamy showers, jogging, dancing, fighting the girl next door. You know, normal things. Edward McDonald, or Ed for short, was once a world famous rapper. Everyone loved him. Ah, it's Ed! Yo Ed, can I get an autograph on my Ouya? I want to carry your babies, Ed! Whoa, 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 ladies and gentlemen, slow down! Only exclusive people are allowed to talk to Ed. Yeah, Ed was a little full of himself. He also wasn't exactly the sharpest tool in the shed. Ed easily became a millionaire with his rapping career, but all good things must come to an end. Ed wasn't exactly good with money. He was spending it left and right on all kinds of random luxuries, such as a pool, a smaller pool to put inside his bigger pool, a unicorn, golden bathing suits, bodyguards, even though no one was interested in harming Ed, and he even bought a star. But not just any star, he bought a star that is only visible once every century during a very specific weather condition in Antarctica. Eventually, Ed became bankrupt. He was no longer able to fund his rapping career, and everyone started to hate him. So Ed is now a poor man who has to move to the countryside to start a new life. This is Ed's world. Welcome to your new home, Ed! After Ed moves into his new home, the first thing he does is read a book. Living a normal life for dummies. But nah, Ed wants to spend his time doing something productive instead. So he starts watching the Kids Network. He gets bored immediately. Time for a quick whiz. Now that he has no servants anymore, Ed has to learn how to cook all by himself. If only that will go well. Bon appetit! Oh, looks like the neighbors are here to welcome him to the neighborhood. It's Summer and Travis from MySims! And some other girl. Well, anyway, Ed needs to eat first. Look at how much he's enjoying his well-made meal.
Pelnoy.
After the delicious meal, Ed decides to greet Summer. He invites her in, but Summer quickly starts to regret ever meeting Ed. Ed straight up decides to flirt with the girl and fails miserably. I mean, it's pretty obvious looking at her face that she doesn't exactly feel comfortable. She then complains to the mirror. Despite her really uncomfortable look in her face, she decides to sit down with Ed anyway. But things get even worse. They get angry at each other and start yelling. Ed even throws a drink in her face.
Dolphus Revuda.
Oh! Farungi, Imbo!
And then Ed goes completely insane and strips right in front of her. And then things really get out of hand.
Moyib.
Meeb.
Little chillmate.
Ed, are you okay? At this point, I don't even know what's going on. They just keep hanging out with each other, even though they clearly feel uncomfortable. And Ed just stays nude, and Summer is fine with that, I guess?
Ospaplos? Nobi?
Ed's World! After that really exhausting first day, Ed decides it's time to find himself a new career. Ed wants to stay in the entertainment business, so he decides to become a comedian. After that, Ed decides to take a steamy shower. It's one of his favorite things to do after all.
Elfris Panerf. Woy Mick, abba rap, hoo!
And then he really needs to pee. Just look at that silly walk of his. And that concludes the first day of Ed's new life. Time to make breakfast at 2 AM.
Ugh! Aben!
Ed then starts the day by taking a handsome selfie. After all, today is Ed's first day as a comedian, and he is feeling just fine. Time for a workout! Alright, Ed is finally heading off to his first day as a comedian. Good luck, Ed! After work, Ed decides to meet a couple more neighbors while trying to leave a good impression on them.
Jongi. Nee.
Fuizak.
Ja, spek.
Warbaz.
Gardashi Goobla.
After that, Ed continues his new daily life, chatting with neighbors, going to work, playing chess with a stranger in the park, who then leaves because he can't handle the fact that he's losing. Idiot. Or even chatting with children in the park. That's totally not creepy at all.
En Fabi Frenoy. Ibana Ishkawanj.
Well, anyway, Ed decides to play with the kids by pretending he's a sea monster. What Ed doesn't know though is that this is awakening something deep inside of him. An urge. The urge to take care of his own kids someday. But how could Ed possibly get a kid if he doesn't even have a girlfriend? That night, Ed felt really inspired. He started practicing his comedy routine some more, he researched on the internet, wrote jokes, until he finally became exhausted for the night. Ed's World! A couple of days have passed and Ed finally realized what he wanted in life. He wanted the love of a happy family, something that he wasn't able to get during his youth. But Ed's love life hasn't exactly been perfect. So how is Ed supposed to get a kid now? By adopting, of course! Because Ed thinks he can't handle a baby on his own, he decides to adopt a toddler instead. His name is Heriberto? Did I pronounce that right? Well, whatever, Ed is renaming him anyway. Meet Ronald McDonald! I swear it's just a coincidence. This is the beautiful start of a new adventure for Ed.
Mishi Oba. Tevene. Oshquin Bikoya. Gradub Stanzo Layerp.
Ed and Ronald love each other's company immediately. What Ed didn't realize though is the many hardships that come with raising a toddler. Sure, eating cake with each other in front of the TV is all fine and dandy, but how could Ed possibly combine raising a kid and his work? You can't write jokes and change a diaper at the same time after all. Without even realizing it, Ronald goes outside without Ed noticing and just starts walking in the middle of the road. Ronald then decides it is a good idea to take a nap there too. Eventually, Ed notices and gets him back inside like a good concerned dad. But come on, Ed, get it together! The next day, Ed messes up again by leaving for work late in the evening while leaving Ronald all on his own. Now the kid is sad because he got left behind, but quickly finds out how to cause mayhem when home alone. After all, splashing in toilets is kind of fun, I guess. Don't think you can get away so easily, Ronald. The police are already on their way for illegal toilet splashing. While at work, Ed realizes that he left poor Ronald all on his own, so he decides to quickly hire a nanny on his phone, who will arrive shortly to take care of Ronald while Ed is away. Ed gets home from work and is exhausted, but he takes the time to learn how to clean Ronald's diaper from the nanny. However, the nanny drugged Ed shortly after, so she can kidnap Ronald while he's unconscious. No! She's getting away! Police! Get her! Okay, I just made that up. She's just giving Ronald a nice outdoor bed. Why outdoors, you ask? Well, there's no room for a bed inside. Well, anyway, Ed is tired and decides to take a bubble bath in the great outdoors himself. Eventually, Ronald becomes older and Ed's household becomes a mess. It's hard being a single dad after all. Ronald finds himself home alone very often, eating spoiled food while the entire house is practically drowning in it because Ed just doesn't have the time for basic household chores anymore because of his job. At one point, Ronald gets so bored that he hires a private stand-up comedian to perform in his house. When Ed gets home from his job, he doesn't even say anything, like the comedian is just a piece of furniture that was always there, repeating the same joke over and over and over again.
Propta pelzo, crimu quaft, dribs, muma den snurs, a mookie flan.
Ed's World! Anyway, Ed quickly realized that it's finally time to get serious with dating. After all, he needs a good mom to look after Ronald. Ed calls one of his neighbors, Katrina, to hang out and to get to know her better. A couple of days later is Katrina's birthday. Ed gets invited to her party as he sees this as the perfect opportunity to meet new people. He also hopes to get closer to Katrina this way. It also seems like Ronald's old nanny is there as well, handling the catering. At the party though, Ed decides to play on the piano. He hasn't played or written any music since his rapping career died, so playing brings back some really fond memories for him. Ed then goes to hang out at a bar and chat a bit with the local partygoers. He actually has a pretty good click with Ronald's old babysitter, Scarlett. Ed, do you maybe have a thing for older ladies? I guess he's just really desperate for affection and for a potential mom for Ronald, I guess? Actually, now that I think about it, Katrina became much older at her birthday party too. If only that will end well. Immediately after the birthday party, Ed finally had the guts to take Katrina on a date. After some questionable dates with both Katrina and Scarlett, Ed decides that the younger person of the two, Katrina, should move in with him to help take care of Ronald. The two of them finally fall in love and even get married immediately inside their own house. Oh Ed, you never were good at making hasty life choices. Anyway, this is kinda where it gets juicy. Ed and Katrina are going to woohoo. Oh yeah, go for it, Ed! Wait, where did Katrina go? Did she just disappear in the middle of a woohoo? Wait, she's gone from the game entirely? Did she die? Well, even though Ed is feeling great because he's a newlywed man who just had his first magical woohoo, he's apparently also mourning according to the game. It turns out that older people can die very easily from too much woohooing. Oops! Rip Katrina! Ed's magic touch was too much for her. Ed's World! While Ed is still mourning, he makes another hasty decision and goes on a date with Scarlett now. Things get romantic in a weird way again very quickly, and Ed becomes Scarlett's boyfriend. And I guess he proposed very quickly again too, but oh no! Ed got rejected! But no worries, Scarlett stays the night with Ed for lots of woohooing. Woohoo. If only Ronald doesn't walk into them. Uh-oh, too late! The next day, Ed and Scarlett go on another date, and this time when Ed proposes, Scarlett accepts. And of course, in Ed's world, that means to get hitched immediately on the spot. And this is where things get even weirder than they already were in Ed's world. One fateful night, two Ghost Girl sisters move into Ed's house uninvited. Ronald is the first one who discovers them and weirdly enough is getting along with them. But that doesn't stop the Ghost Girls from haunting the house and hanging out watching TV, using the computer, or even using the freaking toilet. Do ghosts need to pee? At one point, Ed meets up with his childhood friend Emiko, who he hasn't seen in over a decade. Emiko is looking for a place to live while she's getting her life together, and even though there is no more room in his house, Ed lets her crash anyway, because I'm pretty convinced that at this point, Ed has only one brain cell. As it turns out, Ed has not learned his lesson about old ladies not having much stamina for woohooing, as he and Scarlet have a pretty bad woohoo addiction. They do it over and over and over again until, while Ed is looking at pictures of trains, Scarlet just up and dies from too much woohooing. Rip Scarlet. Died because of bad woohooing. XD. Emiko seems to like it though. She even has a great time with the Grim Reaper and makes him feel flirty. You go, Grim Reaper! Life goes on in Ed's world, and apparently even the Ghost Girls are going to school together with Ronald. But something feels wrong. The house is getting too small, there are ghosts haunting the family, and 2 old ladies died in Ed's bed. It is time for Ed, Ronald and Emiko to move to a bigger and better house. After all, the heritage Katrina and Scarlet left behind gave them plenty of money to buy something good.
Axel!
Ta-da! Welcome to your new home, Ed! Now that Scarlet is finally out of the picture, Emiko and Ed are starting to bond again, reminiscing about their childhood memories and what went wrong in their lives. Eventually, Emiko asks Ed out on a date. Finally! Ed's going to date someone his own age. The date goes incredibly smoothly. The 2 of them snuggle, hold hands, kiss, and they even give each other massages.
Oh, Pelko.
Zonkso.
Date complete! Ed and Emiko are boyfriend and girlfriend now. However, you guessed it, Ed proposed on the spot. Oh Ed, you silly goose. However, Emiko rejects him. Ah, but seriously Ed, what else did you expect? Wait, what's happening? Emiko is proposing to him? So that's why she rejected him. She was planning on proposing to him. These 2 are made for each other. Time for an A-pose. Wedding time! Ed and Emiko decided to make the wedding just a small gathering that takes place in their own house. Aside from Ronald, who is Ed's son of course, Summer is actually the only one who was invited to the wedding. I mean, she and Ed were always so close, and they go way back. But before the ceremony starts, time for a quick woohoo! Ed, you did it. You finally found the wife of your life.
Shauna Wee Palingo, a Rookabub and trip. Oh, him Floyd.
Nino Chaza.
Oh, looks like Ronald is getting along with Summer. Ed's World! Now that the wedding is over, it's time to get back to daily life. Ed is happy, he finally has the loving family that he's always dreamed of. He has his loving son Ronald McDonald and his wife Emiko, and it seems his career as a comedian is going well too. What more could he possibly want? But uh-oh! After an insane amount of woohooing with Emiko, she accidentally became pregnant! But no worries, Ed and Emiko are actually rather happy with the news. And it's the first time they're getting a biological child now. Sorry Ronald, you're old news now. Alright, this calls for a party! Let's dance to children's music, oh yeah! Meanwhile, it looks like Emiko has gotten a big appetite from being pregnant. Oh, and every once in a while there's some vomit, no biggie. Ed takes this opportunity to do more household tasks and strengthen his bond with Ronald even further. This may or may not involve lots and lots of dancing.
Plapa Gazi Shun. Bueo Sunocha. Shaka Markel Virgo.
Zimbabwe. Gaunim Yetavoy.
Eventually, Ed and Emiko tell Ronald the good news that he's going to have a sibling soon. Ronald takes this news very well and is even allowed to feel the baby. Meanwhile, Emiko is utterly exhausted from being pregnant and takes naps regularly. While she does that, let's check up on Ed and Ronald. Holy crap! Emiko's water finally broke! Ed, get her to the hospital! Stay calm, Ed! Stay calm! It's a boy! His name is Ed Jr. Aww. Wait, what? Did I not just see the screen already? Is this a glitch? Wait. Are you telling me Ed's got twins? Meet Nugget McDonald. Once again, I swear that this is a coincidence. The babies come home and Ed feels like the happiest family guy in the whole wide world. He's got 3 amazing sons, a loving wife, and a great new career. He finally achieved his goal of rebuilding his life that was once in shambles. So, what does the future look like in Ed's world? Well, Ed decided to come up with a new genre of comedy: rapper jokes. He finally retired at the age of 69. Ronald went to Clown University to become just as funny as his dad. However, things take an unexpected turn when he opens up his own fast food chain that quickly becomes a worldwide phenomenon instead. Emiko decided to become a video game developer. Her first game franchise became an instant hit. I mean, who doesn't want to play a visual novel where high school students are forced to kill one another with flashy blue blood? Ed Jr. did something that his father was never able to do. He became a worldwide famous rapper named Lil Ed. His hit single, A World With No Juju, has been at the top of the charts for several months in a row. Nugget became a dog breeder. His Shibas are on the front pages of the hottest dog calendars in Japan. Ladies and gentlemen, this was Ed's World. Thanks for watching. Hey everyone, thank you guys once again so much for watching. If you liked this video, then make sure to click the like button, leave a comment down below, share this video with your friends, and if you haven't already, please subscribe and click the bell for notifications on future videos. It will really help me out a lot. This was DylanBandicoot, and hopefully I'll see you guys again very soon. Bye everyone!